Hi everyone, my name is Isabella and I'm a student at London Metropolitan University. I study Biomedical Science in my first year and full-time. So I'm here to answer some frequently asked questions. So let's get into that. How often do you have classes in a week? I have classes 2 days a week, on Mondays and Thursdays. And on each of those days I have 2 classes. What are your best tips for making new friends in uni or in London? So I would recommend going to Freshers Week. It has like a good welcome fair, free food, some free drinks. It's always nice. And I think that I made a lot of friends during that initial week when you don't know anyone, you need to sit down at a table, you just find yourself chatting to the people around you and they're all really nice. Other than that, I'd say people in your classes, you can ask each other for help and meet up after class, and yeah, really it's just about striking up conversations with the people around you. What is one thing that you would change about your uni experience? So I wish I had gotten a little bit more involved throughout that welcome week. I'm a commuting student, I don't live in accommodation, so it's about 45 minutes to an hour for me to get to the school. So if there was an event that only lasted about an hour, I would choose sort of not to go. And looking back, I kind of wish that I had, because they looked really fun. If you check out the university's social media, they usually post pictures of the different events that took place. And after I didn't go, I thought, dang, that looked kind of fun. So if you want to put yourself out there, I wish that I had, that would probably be my recommendation. What is the first year of uni like? So far in my experience, it's very chill. I don't think that first year has a lot of pressure sort of academically. Obviously in lectures they're going to throw a lot of information your way. At times I was a bit overwhelmed, just sort of catching up on things I didn't understand. It's not, I don't think, overall too demanding. From the friends that I have in later years in uni, I think I definitely get the impression that first year is probably a tad more laid back. What are 3 things you shouldn't forget to bring to uni? First of all, laptop. Very, very helpful if you have a laptop or an iPad. A lot of the notes, the PowerPoints, they're accessible through online resources, and I find it helpful to have my own version of the PowerPoint up while the lecturer's talking through the slides. I can jot stuff down at the same time. I write faster on a laptop than on paper, so definitely recommend bringing something you can type on. A laptop charger, always helpful, you don't want to run out. And the third thing, coffee. You need it to focus, some sort of caffeine source, and that's what I always have with me, to be honest. Other than, you know, pens and papers, usual school supplies, I'd say laptop charger and coffee. What's the social life like at London Met? I think it's a very active social life. We have the student union who organises a lot of end of term parties. We had a Halloween party, a Diwali party. There is a lot going on. Probably an event every week, to be honest. I've found it very impressive how they can organise so many social events and gatherings. There are also lots of societies and clubs that you can join. How do you budget your money while living in London? So I don't live in London, I'm a commuting student. I live in a county called Hertfordshire, and then I take the train. So students do get a lot of discounts in places. When you get your student ID badge, I think a lot of shops do, you know, if you show it, they'll give you a small percentage off. I know in terms of rail cards, you can get a third off train tickets as a student, and you can apply that to your Oyster card, so transport would be cheaper. That's a nice way to budget, getting the discounts in. what's something you learned in your degree that you found the most interesting? I think as a whole, the module of anatomy and physiology is something that I've probably found the most interesting. It is what I think builds off of A-level biology the most. I already have that foundation of knowledge, and this module, it really builds off what you think you already know, and you gain all this additional information that I think is just really fascinating. Your favourite lecturer from your course and why? I can't say that I do, because I think they're all pretty great. I don't think that I could pinpoint anyone as my favourite and my least favourite lecturer, because I think they're all pretty similar in skill set. They're all really good at explaining things. I guarantee if you have any questions, just go up and ask them. They will happily help you if you're struggling with anything, if you need something explaining again. They will help you. And finally, what is the best thing about studying at London Met? The course itself is really interesting, and the environment is really nice. Like, people are just nice. They always want to come up and talk to you, ask you questions. But other than that, I think the central location of the uni itself is a really good selling point. It's right between a bunch of different train stations. You have the Holloway Underground Station, you have Drayton Park, Highbury and Islington, Finsbury Park, you know. So I think overall it's just a nice environment to be in, really. So that's all the questions I have today. Thank you very much for listening. If you want to learn any more about the university, check out some of the social media pages. They should be linked below. And I hope to see some of you soon. So thank you very much.